to tell how you managed to get in here. Maybe it's easier if whoever starts the broadcast just copies the URL at the top and just emails us real quick to our Gmail addresses, because that was pretty easy, Corey, once you got there, right? Uh-oh, you're muted. You have to go to the top and unmute your microphone.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, it unmuted it already. I don't know why it muted it again.
I don't know. Okay, so was that easy, just having the address and copy and paste that?
Yeah, it was super easy.
Okay,
It only took like a second.
All right. Cool. Are we ready to get started then, or do you want to talk about any other questions?
No, we can get started.
All right. I'll lead it since I started this. Did you have any questions on the homework or whatever that you guys wanted to go over? The preparation assignment, I guess.
I just had one problem, and I kept looking back in the reading, and I could not find. Sorry, I'm looking for it. Response variable. I'm not understanding response variable, which is number 9C in our group work, but I feel like it was also, oh yeah, in number 3 in our preparation and finding the description. I don't know why I don't know what a response variable is.
Go ahead, yeah. I just have written down that it's the variable that changes. So like on number 9, what was the part that changed in the experiment? And so it just was like the degree of skin irritation, how much the skin was irritated. I don't know if someone can further add.
I had like what is being observed, like
Okay.
what you're looking at or looking for.
That's your.
Okay. Yeah.
I have the same, but I put what's being measured. The variable that's being measured, or the variable of interest that changes or responds to treatment.
Me too. Okay. Does that make sense?
It wasn't in any of the reading. You had to watch the tutorials.
Okay. I think I must have got it from there too.
The tutorials from our teacher or the ones in the reading?
Our teacher's was required, and he didn't even cover it. I found the best tutorial was the BYU Idaho student. Did you guys watch that one?
Yeah.
The one with the link in the...
At the very bottom, and he went through problem 1A, 1B, 2, 1C. He went all the way through the assignment, every single question.
Oh, I didn't see that. Where was that?
Yeah, where did you find that?
This wasn't like talking about concepts, but he was like specifically reading the questions and then going through them all.
I think if you go into course, where's it at?
It was on the course introduction or something?
Yeah, there's a...
Oh, okay. I missed that. I'll write that down. Video. One of the course folders.
It was in the individual preparation. Step 4.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that.
Me too.
For me personally, I found that link to be the very best of all the videos that I watched, of all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really cute.
You know, the only videos I saw were like the guy going through his slide presentation.
Yeah, they were good, but this guy was specifically for this assignment.
Okay, well, good. I will look that up. I don't know how I missed that.
All right. Any other questions from the homework?
I think the other thing that I'm trying to, I think I just need to like say it out loud or have lots of people say it out loud over and over again, was really clarifying the difference between cluster and stratified.
Yeah, me too.
And then the other differences were the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. I think I understand them, but I don't know that I could defend them if somebody were to ask me about them.
Right.
I would have to be looking at my paper.
Yeah, I reread those again this morning. And the null, I guess, just is pretty much, you just make an assumption, this is kind of how it always is, therefore it's true. And if it ends up not being true, then you just go with the alternative. It turns out everyone isn't fat in America, so our null hypothesis wasn't true. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no, I think the null is the statement about
Yeah.
what the general population believes.
Right.
And then the alternative is usually disproving the null.
Right. I wish we had more of a situation where we could apply that or, learn about it more. It was just kind of a statement and we didn't really get an opportunity to see how it works. I don't know.
No, I agree. It wasn't in any of the homework
No.
either, like in the assignment,
Yeah.
except for defining it. But we didn't have to apply it in part 2.
Right. So hopefully it's not going to be a big deal in the class, right?
I'm assuming we'll get more into it because it seems like a pretty
Yeah.
basic concept that's revisited several times.
Yeah.
But as far as the stratified versus cluster, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Let's see. I don't remember how I ended up. Oh, I think with stratified, I decided that it was, I knew it was stratified because the clusters were just clusters, but the stratified is where they put the people into similar groups firsthand. So like everyone was, either a male or female, or everyone was kind of an age group. So this is the younger age group, the next young, and then the old age group. So if I saw that type thing, I knew it was stratified.
So the hello, baby.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So the stratified, I think, same thing. It was that there's commonalities
Yeah.
that create those different groups, but the cluster is. I remembered the cluster more like block.
Yeah.
They just take a block. They just take
Yeah.
like from this point to this point, or from this number to that number. They don't evaluate whether or not there's commonalities.
Right. There was something in the lesson that talked about, like, let's take like a bunch of you have a big apartment complex and you want to interview them, then you just take like the one small chunk, like one cluster of that apartment complex. That's how I remember it. I don't know if that's helpful.
No, I think it is.
All right. If there's not anything else, we can start the group quiz if you want, if you guys have that window open.
Oh,
Are you gonna do we do that? Do the group quiz like online right now,
Yeah. So it says,
or should we go through before we start it? Should we go through and just make sure we all kind of have the same sort of answers, and then go through and put it in? Or
yeah,
on the
I think.
on the part 2.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Sure.
Okay, so how does it work with the, oh, you can still see me when I open other stuff. Never mind.
Yeah.
So Sarah, are you then on iLearn opening up that group quiz? When we do it, will you? I mean, I'm just learning for my benefit when I have to host. Are you on
Yeah, I have
iLearn?
it. And I have it open. And if you guys can't open it now, that's fine. You can just write down the same answers and then just go in and plug it in right afterwards.
So we all open it at the same time and we put it all in at the same time.
Yeah, that's the ideal. And if you can't open it right now, wait till right after we're done recording and you can open it and put the answers in.
Okay.
It said that we all have to report it.
We're just posting the broadcast
To our discussion board so he can look to make sure we did it type thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But our
everyone
class
has
is
to do
going
the
to be
quiz.
graded. It's more or less just going to be we did it.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Does someone want to take number 6 and go over their answers?
number six.
Number 6, or did we start at number 10?
Part 2 started at 6.
Part 2 starts at number 6.
Yeah, I don't have a number 10.
Number 6.
Yeah, we end at number 9.
Really? Oh my gosh. So match the following. Is that where you guys are?
Yeah, determine the correct sampling method for each scenario.
Wow.
So this was just on the prep.
Oh, you're on number 2, part 1.
What am I on?
Do you
were
have the next
talking
lesson,
about
maybe?
matching.
Okay, hold on. What do I need to open? The assignment or the preparation assignment?
I think we're supposed to go over the preparation assignment before we do the actual quiz.
Okay, so I believe I have the preparation assignment open, and it says Part 1, use the information in the reading assignment to complete
Yeah.
the questions.
And then part 2 is the part we fill out during the group presentation session.
So my part 2 starts at 10. Determine the correct sampling method for each scenario. A medical student researches the prevalence.
Yeah.
That's right. Ours just have number 6. I don't know.
Probably, did you copy and paste it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, you start typing things in and then the numbers change.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you for your patience, guys.
No problem.
No problem.
All right.
So
I'll do
it's
number 6 if you want.
Start number 6, and then it's A, B, C, D, E, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So for A medical student researches the prevalence of aspirin usage by questioning all the patients who enter her clinic for treatment. And that's just convenience because she just takes everyone that comes in. She doesn't have to go out and, and put them in a sample or draw names out of a hat or anything. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Okay. B, the Colorado Department of Health obtains an alphabetical list of 2 million adult Colorado residents and constructs a pool of survey subjects by selecting every 100th name on the list after randomly choosing one person from the first 1,000 on the list. So that one's obviously systematic because it's got the 100th and then it starts with a random person.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
C, in the Gallup poll of 1,059 adults, the interview subjects were selected by using a computer to randomly generate telephone numbers that were then called. And I said that was the simple random sample. So, yeah. Okay. A dietitian has partitioned people into age categories of under 18, 18 to 49, 50 to 69, and over 60. She is surveying a simple random sample of 200 members from each category. So that one was stratified because she put them into different age groups. And similar.
I put cluster, so I think I definitely need help on that one.
I had stratified as well.
Yeah,
they were separated in age groups, so they had that common, their commonalities that would be within that age span of life.
Right, me too.
Okay, got it.
Does that make sense? Okay.
I first put cluster down.
I did too.
I read the next one, and I felt like that was a better fit, so then I swapped them.
Yeah, and I'll read that one. A Johns Hopkins University researcher surveys all cardiac patients in each of the 30 randomly selected hospitals. So that one was cluster because I don't know why, because in each block he surveyed all of the patients. Does that make sense?
All of them in one block, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the cardiac patients, they could vary in several different conditions,
right?
And ages and genders. It was just he just took a block of something.
But he just did the cardiac patients, not like all the patients there. So
yeah.
That was like the cluster that he was sampling from. All right. Does someone want to do number 7?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. The American Medical Association wanted to determine general patient satisfaction with the patient's primary care physician, determine the type of sampling method used in the following scenarios. A, they take a simple random sample of doctors and then sample all of the patients that the doctor works with. So I don't know if I'm right. I did stratified.
I wrote down cluster for that one.
Yeah. Okay, I need some help with this stratified versus cluster.
Yeah. I guess the reason I knew was because C talks about where they divide them by gender, and that because they're dividing them into similar groups, I knew that was stratified. Therefore, the other one had to be cluster. I don't understand cluster as much as the others, but I do understand the stratified.
Well, here it says they take a random sample and then they take all of the patients.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of dividing them up by gender, age, or
that's good. Yeah.
Whatever, they take all of the patients.
Okay.
The way I remember stratified is, if it's kind of weird, back in like biology, the stratified squamous cell are like a lot alike. So I remember stratified as like putting a group of like together.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Alike. Okay, that helps. Okay. Okay, so then B, they put all of the residents' names in a computer and use random number generator to get a sample of 100 patients. That's just the SRS, simple random sampling. And then we already talked about C being stratified sampling and just to help me. That's because they were divided into groups, gender. Okay. D. They randomly pick key intersections in the city and then picking every 5th person that walks by after randomly picking one of the first 5 people to be in the sample. That's systematic sampling again.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Good job. Who wants to do 8?
I'll take 8.
Okay.
So to determine for each scenario whether or not it is an observational study or experimental design, if it is an experimental design, determine the response, treatment, and subjects. So A, the Center for Disease Control obtains current flu data by randomly polling 300 men and 300 women. That was just observational because they had no control over it. They just randomly picked people to observe and collect data from, but there was no control or manipulation in that exercise. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so then B, you plan to conduct an experiment to test the effectiveness of Sleep-Ease, a new drug that is supposed to reduce insomnia, which as I was reading this, I was thinking I would love to try. You so randomly divide 1,000 patients into 2 groups where half get Sleep-Ease and the other get the placebo. You record the gender of each subject and then you observe how many hours of sleep they get in a week. So the experimental design it is an experimental design because there was control they had some control and manipulation with the different experimental processes. And then the response variable was the hours of sleep that they were getting in a week, whether or not they improved or stayed the same or changed at all. And then the treatment was the Sleep-Ease or the placebo that were given, and then the subjects were the 1,000 insomnia patients.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Oh, wait. I had a question. So the response, what did you say? Was that just like how many hours of sleep or?
Yeah, so the variable response is what's being measured. And so they're measuring the hours of sleep. And I just put for a week just to give it like a, because it says, then you'll observe how many hours of sleep they get in a week. And so that was the variable response, was they were seeing if within a week's time period, did their sleep patterns change as the variable response. Any other questions?
Nope, that's good.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, our last one.
I can try to read that. I got her settled in a little bit.
Okay.
In September 2004, Newcrest Pharmaceuticals, Inc. Announced the results of its first human trial of MPI 32101, the topical form of its skin ointment. The total of 224 patients diagnosed with skin irritations were randomly divided into 3 groups as part of a double-blind, placebo-controlled study to test the effectiveness of the new topical cream. The first group received a 0.5% cream, the second group received a 1% cream, and the third group received a placebo. Groups were treated twice daily for a 6-week period, and the degree of skin irritation was recorded at that time. In this is this a designed experiment or observational study? I put designed experiment because they set all the parameters. What are the subjects? I put the 224 patients with skin irritation.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't stop after the first one. Does everyone agree with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the response variable in the experiment? I put the degree of skin irritation of each patient.
I would just add within a 6-week period.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's the time period that they were using for their.
Put all the information, right? Okay. And then what are the treatments? I put 0.05, 1%, and the placebo.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Are we ready for the group quiz?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled it up. Is it under the group meeting?
Yeah, it's under group meeting. Down at the bottom, there's a start button again.
All right. Oh, number 1. So, Lee and Corey, are you looking at the quiz, or are you going to do it later?
I'm looking at the quiz.
Okay. So number 1 is our individual. I completed the individual
Right.
attending the group meeting. I think we all did that.
Yep.
Yes, we all participated.
Yes.
Okay. Now to the good stuff.
All right.
Can we take turns?
Yeah.
Now to the oh crap stuff. Oh my gosh, this is long. How long is this? 17 questions?
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be like 5.
There's a lot. There's 15.
We can do it.
All right. I'll start with 3.
Okay.
Researchers would like to determine if reviewing material consistently within an hour after class helps students perform better on exams than if students wait to review material the day before the exam. To answer this question, the researchers are trying to determine if an observational study or an experiment will be more appropriate. They are discussing who the population will be and how they will determine which sampling method will best represent the population. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process are the researchers currently applying?
I have to go back and read it again.
I know, me too.
Trying to determine.
Design the study.
Okay, so they're trying to determine observational study or experiment. Which one is more appropriate? So the design of the study, right?
Yeah, right.
I think it's design, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they haven't figured out what they're even doing yet.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I'll do number 4.
Okay.
A researcher has collected the results of a survey which asked how many hours of TV they watch each day. The researcher tallies the frequencies for each category and computes mean number of hours watched. He then creates a histogram to help illustrate the overall distribution. Which of the 5 steps of the statistical process did the researcher apply?
I think she's collecting the data, right? Because she's.
Or is it describing the data because they're making the histogram to illustrate?
Well, I think she made it, but I think that's her collecting it. She hasn't described it. I don't know.
Well, it says she has collected the results. So she's already collected the results, and now she just has to wait to show the. She has to find a way to show the results.
So that's
Oh,
describe
alright.
the data.
Yeah.
In my notes for discern is describe the data, talks about graphical charts.
Right.
Okay.
I think it is that one.
I
Describe.
think because they used the word to use they made the histogram to illustrate. I think they're saying that it's the describing.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I'll take the next one, unless somebody else wants to jump in. My dog and my daughter are gone, so quick, give me a turn. Mumbai, India, is a quickly growing city of importance in its own country as well as the global economy. A marketing research firm has been asked by a prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if citizens of Mumbai would support this fast food business. From a list of registered taxpayers, 3,000 names are randomly selected. Each individual on the list is mailed a brief questionnaire. The researchers received 1,049 responses. The population is the 3,000 people were mailed the questionnaire. Let's see. So the population is the citizens of Mumbai. Is that
Yeah.
right? Or the population
Yes, so-
can't be determined? I'm not sure what this is asking.
The population would be all of the people that they drew from.
They're a list of registered taxpayers. So that's only the taxpayers.
Yeah, that's the sample, right? Didn't they say the population is the whole entire people? I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, from the list of registered taxpayers. But that's not an option.
Population is the entire.
The list of registered taxpayers is not an option, so it has to be the citizens of Mumbai. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or cannot be determined because we don't have enough information. I don't know.
Let me look back on our notes really fast. I'm just gonna flip back over to the text. What was this in? This was in step 1, design the study, I think, population term.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
I like this text, but I wish that they had a way for us to have page numbers so that we could
Yeah.
refer back to things. Okay, so what is the population or total collection of all individuals under consideration? What kind of data needs to be collected? Well, that didn't help. Researchers also investigate the background of the situation to have people discover what
Sorry, you guys.
So I think it just says a population is the total collection of all the individuals. And from our question, it looks like they're just taking a sample of those. So the population is right. Are they referring to the total number of
It's just
people?
I would just say the citizen. Well, I don't know. Does a citizen mean a voter, a taxpayer, or I mean, is a child a citizen? I guess a child is a citizen.
Yeah.
So the population then would be the 3,000 people who were no.
No, because that's just the sample of the population that they took, right?
Right. So maybe cannot be determined.
I don't know.
Or citizens of Mumbai.
It's one of those two for sure, but I don't know.
I'm still looking back through the text. Where did you find?
So it's right at the top. Under design the studies. 3.1, step 1.
It's right above the Daniel video.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's the population under consideration. It's the collection of all, the total collection of all individuals, and I would add maybe under consideration.
Yeah.
What kind of data would need to be collected? So I guess let's go back really quick to did you guys do the polio one? Maybe there was more information in that polio one.
Okay.
Because maybe there was a question that was asked in that study about what the population, you know what I mean.
Individuals under consideration. Okay. So you said you didn't think it was the 3,000 people who were mailed the questionnaire?
No, because I think that's just the sample, because they just chose 300 out of or 3,000 out of the population, so that is just the sample.
Right, that's your sample group.
Yeah.
So it says, what is the population, I'm back in the text, or total collection of all individuals under consideration? I think under consideration, are those the keywords? Is that?
Yeah.
I think the 3,000 is a representation of the whole population.
Okay.
So the 3,000 is your sample group.
Yeah.
So the population would be all of the citizens.
Under
All of the citizens. That's why I would think it would be all the citizens of Mumbai.
I think so too.
3,000 is your sample group, so it has to be bigger than the sample group, which would have to be all of the citizens.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Determine the citizens of Mumbai. Yes. Well, prominent fast food restaurant to help determine if the citizens of Mumbai would support. That's the population. We're testing. We're seeing if the population for the citizens of Mumbai would support this fast
Yeah,
food.
that makes sense. I like that.
Okay, I can read the next one.
Isn't the next one the same question?
Yeah, we just want to find out what the sample
What the
is.
sample is.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay, I don't have to read the question. The sample is.
Yeah.
So the sample would be the 3,000 that they questioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That was easy.
All right, I'll do 7. Studies have shown that retention of classroom material can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days, only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher then gives you a short 10-question quiz where your score out of 10 is recorded. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
It has to be quantitative.
Yeah, because she's doing the percentages or how much, the
Numbers.
number.
She's messing with the numbers. They're not just labels, but they're actually
Right.
being manipulated. The numbers
Yeah.
are changing.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Whose turn? You guys, I'm lost track, so you guys have to tell me.
I can read this one. I didn't really read number 6, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, go ahead.
Studies have shown that retention of classroom material. Oh, it's the same question.
Okay.
Where
No,
does it change?
a little different.
Isn't it?
Wait, after the 6th day, your teacher asks if you feel confident that you have retained about 50% of the material. He then records the responses, yes, no, not sure. What type of data is your teacher collecting?
So that's categorical.
Is it?
I believe, did anybody watch the little video that our teacher made about,
No, we missed that.
I watched that one just before our meeting, and
Uh-huh.
it talks about how quantitative data can transform into categorical.
Oh.
Starts with all the numbers. You might get kind of confused because you see all the numbers, but he's recording your response of yes, no, not
Into the categories.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah. See, that's we need to go watch that video.
It has transformed from quantitative to categorical.
I don't know how I missed that video. I'm still totally confused as to where that
on
was.
the same page. So he had one video. It was required for the week.
Uh-huh.
And then under that, there was an optional little
in the
mini lesson.
announcements and also in the email.
All right, I will go through and read everything because,
It's
yeah,
just
that sounds like it's very
10
informative.
minutes. It's not long. It's just 10 minutes, and it goes over categorical versus quantitative.
I need to know that because that was where I was feeling a little bit unsure. So perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, I'll do number 9 then. Studies have shown that retention of classroom materials can drop as low as 58% within 15 minutes of class and within 44% after the first hour after class. Whoa. This forgetting curve continues so that within 6 days only 25% is remembered. How can a student conquer this forgetting curve? The researchers in this study claim that constant review is important. Suppose your teacher wanted to test this and invited you to participate in a study where you were asked to review specific material 15 minutes after class for 10 minutes, an hour after class for 10 minutes, and then again 2 days after class for 10 minutes. Your teacher also selects a group to give no review to the material over the 6 days. This group is called the
Control group?
Control group.
Are they the control group?
Mm-hmm.
The treatment group are the ones that are actually doing
Yeah.
the procedures or whatever the teacher
Right.
asked them to do. So the control group, they haven't had to do anything. They just sit there.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What's a hypothesis group? I don't remember.
I wrote that down,
Oh, really? I didn't even have that.
but I don't remember where just a second. Let me find my other notes.
So on number 8, you guys said quantitative, but they just changed it.
No,
to
8 is categorical.
8 is categorical.
7 is quantitative, and 8 is categorical.
All right.
No, I only wrote down what a hypothesis test is, and that's to determine if the null or alternate is true. So
I
maybe
think it's just
it's not a
throwing
thing.
it off.
It's probably not a thing. They're just trying to confuse
Yeah.
you with the word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because there's not a, well, I guess there is a population group, but it's usually just called the population. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do the next one. Which of the following would be considered an experimental design? A telephone poll asking about whether or not they vaccinate their children, administering the tuberculosis vaccine to one group and giving a placebo to another, a census, a mailing survey asking people whether or not they received the tuberculosis vaccine. I would say administering the tuberculosis vaccine to one group and giving the placebo to another.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do 11. In a study to determine the average wage of working people in Mumbai, which of the following would be the best sample? Every 10th worker that you meet as you travel the streets of Mumbai, all of the workers in one working district of Mumbai, many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts in Mumbai, or all the female workers. So we want to see which will be the best sample.
I would
Seems
say
like the first one seems like it's one out of convenience, right? You're just walking and you just take the 10th.
Right.
All of the workers in one working district, that's kind of like a cluster, right?
Yeah.
which could be really influenced by poverty, neighborhood,
Right.
that stuff.
So many randomly selected workers in each of several working districts of Mumbai seems like it would be the best sample to me.
I think so too.
Okay.
Right. And which kind of sampling would that one fall under? That's what I'm trying to figure out before we move on.
Random, simple random, SRS, I think.
That is simple random?
Yeah, I think so. It's like taking names
Well,
out of
no,
a hat,
because
right?
it's randomly selected from each of the groups. So it's
It would
when
be
you've ever,
stratified, several working districts.
so it's stratified, right?
I think so.
I'm just
So
trying to
they're
make it all
randomly-
clear in my head.
Yeah.
I think it is stratified because you start with the big group of workers in Mumbai and then divide it up into workers in different districts. So
Yes, it's stratified. I think it's stratified.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. I know that's not part of the question. I just want it in my head. Try to get it all.
It's
straight.
good.
It's good practice, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to read the next one? I don't even know where we're at.
Sure.
Okay, you want to become the next Jonas Salk and produce a vaccine that will help cure children of respiratory RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What or who are the experimental units or subjects?
Okay. I have to read this.
So that was a question on something that I watched. What did I watch that showed that? And it said that you would think that it might be the parent or the administrator, but it's actually the children.
Yeah, it was in our
They're
lesson.
the ones receiving it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that too? Am I I'm not
It
making
was in
that
our
up?
lesson somewhere.
Okay, I remember seeing it somewhere, hearing it. Okay. So the children, we agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I think is it my turn?
Sure.
We're moving fast, so like I don't know.
I don't either.
You want to become the next Jonas Salk or Salt? I don't know what the name is, but I think he's the polio dude.
Yes.
And produce a vaccine that will help cure children of RSV. You test the vaccine and compare it to a placebo, and randomly choose one group of children to take the vaccine and one group to take the placebo. What are the treatments? So vaccine and placebo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll do this one. In 1992, the U.S. government supported a study that was run for 15 years where 4,608 low-income families were given a chance to move to less impoverished areas. They distributed vouchers and provided various support systems. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. The low-income families were randomly assigned to one of the following three groups. The MTO Low Poverty Voucher Group, which received Section 8 certificates or vouchers usable only in low poverty areas with less than 10% of the population below the poverty line. So they're in the low poverty areas, along with counseling and assistance in finding a private unit to lease. The second group is the Traditional Voucher Group, which received regular Section 8 certificates or vouchers, geographically unrestricted, and ordinary briefings and assistance from the local public housing authorities. And the third group is the Control Group, which received no certificates or vouchers but remained eligible for public or project-based housing and other social programs to which families would otherwise have been entitled. The study was an experiment, right? Because
Yeah.
you had they controlled it with a control group and
Right.
wasn't just random. So, okay.
All right. If a p-value of 0.0002 was found for the study described above, then we would say that there is a 0.0002 probability of obtaining the actual observed result, or one more extreme, assuming the null is true.
That's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know the p-value just stands for the probability. So we can,
Right.
I have to think about that first. So the probability of 0.002.
So I remember them saying that if the p-value is very, very low, then we throw the data out, right? Let me go back to the lesson.
I do not remember that.
Below 0.05, then
Yeah.
then the null is rejected.
Right. So then I think this is saying false. Is that true?
Okay, where did you find that? Was that
The
towards?
null is true, and you're saying the null should be rejected.
But this was what was confusing to me because it's like the opposite. When I like,
What you would think.
I don't know. If the p-value is above 0.05, then the null whatever hypothesis is not rejected, but it is used. So that's where it was confusing to me. So the null hypothesis is used if it's above 0.05. If it's below 0.05, then they use the alternative hypothesis.
Right.
Because they're saying the null is status quo, so basically you've proved something besides status quo, I guess.
Yes.
Is why it would be not null.
Where it would be below, so this would be false, I think.
That's what I think too.
Because you've proved something.
Right. Because our p-value is so low, we agree that the null is not true.
Right.
Right.
I think that's basically, I think that's what it is if you've proved something, then it's an alternative hypothesis, like it's something different than what is like accepted.
If it's greater than 0.05. No, if it's less than 0.05. Sorry.
Yes, then we get rid of it.
So confusing. It was the very last bit of the reading. The very last.
I think I was falling asleep by then. That's why I need to go back and review it.
Yeah, I need to review. I need to put a note on here to review that too.
So you guys are saying false. You think?
Right.
Yes.
You said okay. Yeah, because I would not be able to come up with that on my own right now. I definitely have to go back and reread.
Who's ready? I can take one or the other. It doesn't matter.
I can read it. It's fine. Since the p-value is low in question 15, the researchers could conclude that the results are significant in proving low-income families with the opportunity to move away from the low-income neighborhood does make a difference in poverty levels.
So we have to go back and find what the null hypothesis was. What was the null hypothesis? Is that right?
Yeah.
If the p-value is low, the null hypothesis is rejected.
This is what they said. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of the U.S. citizens.
Okay.
So that was what they were trying to prove. So basically,
and that was the null, and we decided that the null was not true, so it needs to be an alternative to the null.
Right. So I would think it was true that they were able to determine that if you move them out of poverty, that they do better. Right. Did they prove that? Do we know what they proved? Oh, that's what the p-value right here is said.
I think it would be the opposite. Because the null is what's tested. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so like the null hypothesis would be basically, I guess they were saying that if they stay in that there isn't, I don't know.
No, keep going. You're doing it. They're saying if they wanted to if people moved out of poor neighborhoods, then the poverty would go down.
Right.
Reduce poverty.
So that's what they're trying to prove.
But
so null would be that the poverty would stay the same, right?
Well, the probability of it was so low in the experiment that they did that it disproved the null hypothesis. So they have to come up with the alternative hypothesis. I don't know. That's the way I'm understanding it. I could be totally wrong.
Okay, I need you guys, I just had a thought, don't kill me. On 15, read this with me one more time. If the p-value is 0.002, like that was found, then we would say that there is a 0.002 probability of attaining the actual observed result. So that's true. Sorry, result, or one more extreme, assuming the null is true. I feel like we answered that one. Read it to yourself quietly again and see if, I don't know.
I don't understand p-values, so I'm really confused. I was trying to go back to the reading.
So, yeah, so if it has a really, really low 0.002, if that was the p-value, then we would say that there is about a 0.002 probability of obtaining the actual observed result. So yeah, we're saying that there's a really, really small chance that we're going to get the null hypothesis, right?
I believe the null is rejected.
It says, we reject, I'm reading it from the text. We reject the null hypothesis if the p-value is less, say less than 0.05.
Right, I know we reject it, but this isn't saying, accepted or rejected. It's just saying that because it's so low, then there is about a 0.002 probability that we really will get the null. I don't know. Sorry.
No, I see what you're saying. You're saying that I have no idea.
Yeah, I
know
don't
what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying.
Okay.
You're saying that because we identified, the researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of the U.S. citizens. We're saying that is the null hypothesis, and so we're saying that null is true.
Right. It's just saying, yeah, if you got this as your p-value, then there is a 0.002 probability of actually
we're
helping them.
So that the null, so there's no change.
Right.
And that's the other way that is that I think that the null has been proven is that there is no change because the p-value is so small.
Yeah.
I
think so.
So 16, since the p-value is low, the researchers could conclude that the results are significant in providing low-income families with an opportunity to move away from low-income neighborhoods does make a difference in poverty levels. So that's true.
Yeah.
If we go off of the fact that the null was so confusing, but
I'm sorry, I am no help here. I would have to go back and reread and read and read again.
Well,
I'm trying to read.
The one that
I'm reading like the marble thing again.
Do we have a second chance on this quiz?
Not on this one.
I don't think so.
Not on this one.
But
on the Saturday one we do.
Yeah, on our own personal quiz we do.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, because I feel like those two questions, they could be 15 false and 16 true, or it could be flip-flopped. Is that what you guys are thinking?
Yeah.
Just depending on which way you read it.
The wording is a little bit confusing.
Are we thinking too deeply about it?
Probably.
That's my biggest weakness in school. I overthink everything.
I'm just reading the marble, the whole probability marble thing again, trying to make it make sense.
Where are you reading? Back in the text?
In the text, yeah.
Oh, marbles.
I don't know. That's not helping answer that question. It just keeps talking about the low p-value is null, hypothesis is rejected. But I just I understand what you guys are doing, reading it differently.
Well, we were never. I think we can be safe because we were never given an alternative that we were never given an alternative hypothesis to say whether it was true or not. And the fact that when the null doesn't change, then
I feel like what they're asking us is if we know if when the probability is low that the null is rejected. I feel like that's the basic that they're trying to come with that question. Does that make sense? Like, I think they want you to know that when the p-value is really low that you reject the null.
which is what we were thinking initially.
In the first place. And then when deeper thought went into it, it got confusing.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what 15's asking. Like, I know we reject the null, but I'm not quite sure if that's asking, if that's telling us what they're doing.
Yeah, I feel like the question isn't very clear because they kind of set up a problem, but they don't tell you really what happened with it.
Yeah.
Like, except for this answer p-value of 0.0002. But what does that mean? Like, was found in the study. What that was found how? Like, they don't really say how the information was calculated. We're missing, like, steps 2 and 3, basically, of the whole problem.
I don't know. I feel like that one is actually true. I don't know. But yeah, put whatever you want to put. That's terrible.
Well, I would love it if we put different things because then we can come back and learn.
That's true.
We did and how, you know, where we came. You learn.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to this problem regardless and figure out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's on Thursday maybe we can touch back on this question and figure out why it is what, you know what I mean, which answer was right and why.
Okay, wait, hold on. In a hypothesis test, the null hypothesis is always assumed to be true.
So I feel like in this case, they're assuming that giving them other opportunities is going to help them, right?
Right.
So the null hypothesis is... never mind. I won't try to think out loud.
I know, that's hard.
Evidence against.
Wait, the research. Okay, back at question 14. The researchers wanted to determine if getting people out of poor neighborhoods would reduce the poverty level of U.S. citizens. So I'm thinking the null hypothesis is that getting people out of poor areas will reduce the poverty level, right?
I think
that's
so.
what you're saying.
That's what we're assuming to be true, and then they're trying to prove that.
But the p-value on that was so low that it...
So then we have to reject the null.
So you reject the null.
Okay.
Whether people move or not, the p-value, the probability value is so low that whether people stay in their homes or leave their neighborhoods or whatever, it's not going to change the poverty. So the null hypothesis is true because it has a low p-value.
But you reject a low p-value.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. Oh, so no, here it is. Okay, so they're saying if you observe the results, so it's saying that the null hypothesis is if they move, the poverty level will change, but the poverty level changed so little that it's not true.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
So it's false. Does that make sense? So the null hypothesis is that if they move, the poverty level will be lower. But the probability of that happening was so low that that's not true.
Right, I know, but I still think the question isn't asking us whether or not it's true. It's just saying that if we see that the p-value is 0.002, then we can say that there's a 0.002 probability of getting the actual results. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Which is a really low probability of the result of it changing if people move. And what they're saying is the null hypothesis is that if people move, the poverty level will be less. But that wasn't proved.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have an alternative hypothesis that when people move, the poverty level does not go lower.
Okay.
So therefore, the null is it's false. It's an alternative hypothesis. So they took the people and they moved them, and the poverty level remained the same. So therefore, the null hypothesis that if they moved, poverty level would decrease didn't happen.
Right. That makes sense.
So when they say that, so the probability of obtaining actual observation results is one or more extreme, assuming the null is true. So basically, the null is false. I think that's what I read from it.
Okay. I guess just put whatever you think on that one, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
Okay.
gonna put true just because I want to see what happens.
Well, I'm
And
putting true because I think.
I would love to be able to get. Let's do an experiment.
Yeah, I'm putting
And
true as
We're
well.
doing an experiment.
15 I'm still confused about, but 16 I feel like is false. Am I the only one that thinks that, or?
I haven't gone back to that one yet.
Okay.
Well, if you think 15 is true, then 16 is true. If you think 15 is false, then 16 is false.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at them as opposites, but
I'm gonna take a chance, simply because I have an appointment with a tutor.
right now.
On Friday.
Oh.
I've got an appointment with the TA as my tutor on Fridays.
Oh, because you're up there. That's nice.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions or you guys have anything like in our meetings, if you want me to
highlight
give information to her.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Well, and I figured I'll be the one to take the risk because I have her as a resource. So I'll go for it.
No, I am too. I really do feel like it is A. I can't explain it because I don't know. It just makes sense in my head.
That's cool.
Well, let's go on to 17.
This one's easy.
So
Yeah.
match the following. Your partner's answer will likely be different from yours because the matching order options vary from quiz to quiz. Collect data. So
That's step one.
Yeah, no, I think design the study is step 1.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. That's step 2. Thank you.
So what do we
It's just
put?
Daniel can discern more truth, right?
Collect data is step 2.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah, there you go. You just have to do your Daniel can discern more truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're saying the letters will be different for each of us. You just have to
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah. Daniel can.
Oh, yeah, you just have to make sure it spells out. Daniel can.
Yeah. So.
Discern more.
So take action. No, take action is the last one. Discern.
Yes, that's step 5. Take action.
Discern is 3 then. More.
And make inferences is 4.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So let me repeat them. Collect data is, well, I'm going to go in order. So hold on. Step 1 is design the study.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Step 2 is collect data.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Step 3 is describe the data. Step 4 is make inferences, and step 5, take action.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you guys want to just quickly go back through really fast to make sure? Or
Yeah, we can just run through the answers real fast.
Sure.
Does someone want to read them?
Sure, I'll just go through it. Number 1, true.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, true. Number 3, design the study. Number 4, describe the data. Number 5, the citizens of Mumbai. Number 6, the 3,000 people who were mailed the questionnaire. Number 7, quantitative. Number 8, categorical. Number 9, control group. Number 10, administering the tuberculosis vaccination to one group and giving a placebo to another. Number 11, many randomly selected workers in each of the several working districts. Number 12, the children. Number 13, the vaccine and placebo. Number 14, experiment. And 15 and 16, this is where we all did our own thing. I just have false for both. I'm willing to lose a couple points. I don't know. And then 17, we just did all the matching, and they could be different. So.
Yep.
So I just submitted it, and we got 90. I got 94% because I missed number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Oh, we did number 6 wrong.
The
Well, that's not fair.
researchers.
I'm going to submit mine anyways. I'm not going to go back and change anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally cheated. I apologize for that. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
no, that's fine. Oh, I got an 84. So I was totally wrong on my 15 and 16.
Then I was too, but oh well.
But we all were wrong on 6. So where did
Yeah.
we go wrong on 6?
6, the people who respond.
So it's asking who the sample is. Maybe it wasn't the 3,000. Yeah, it was the people who responded, right?
Oh,
Not who we
Where
sent
they
it
could
to, but those
collect
who
their
responded.
data from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would make sense, I guess, huh? But I thought the sample group was everyone that they questioned. I don't know.
But
I still would have done. I still would have put the same answer.
Questionnaire,
if they
they'll-
didn't respond, then, they might have just thrown it in the trash. So,
Right. I just thought that the sample was everyone. I didn't realize that you could. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you sample those people, but your responses were only a group of your sampling. But I guess that now we know.
Yeah, because I guess they only actually tested or whatever, did their research on the 1,049, not on the 3,000, because they didn't. I don't know.
They were mailed the questionnaire.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it, so they really weren't a part of the
gather
study.
your data from what information you have to create your sample
Yeah.
data. So that makes sense. But I don't know that any of us can accurately explain 14 or 15. And so this is what I will take, or 15 or 16. So
Yeah,
this
if you
is
could
what I'll
ask
take
your
to
tutor.
Yeah, and I'll ask her to help us clarify that. But,
Please do. Because you obviously understood it better than we did, so maybe she could help you explain how to explain it to us.
That would be helpful.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm super excited. I'm like, if there is a tutor available for any class that I ever take, I always get on. So as far as Thursday goes, at this point, we're done with this meeting. What are we going over on Thursday? Is that
We have a whole
the
other
next lesson.
section.
Yeah, there's another lesson.
It's fun
So-
times.
the same type of thing?
No.
Yes.
Well,
You
we've
start
got
over. We do exactly the same thing, just lesson
but it's
3.
different material, right? We learn how to use the SPSS thing and learn how to do standard deviation and the mean and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, there's another preparation assignment, another homework assignment, all that
Right.
again.
And so with that rotation, are you guys okay to see, like, Sarah, can you see this through this week? And do
Yeah,
this
absolutely. And I will just send you guys an email at like 9:55 on Thursday with a link to this thing so it's easier to get here.
That'd be perfect.
Cool.
Great.
And then on Thursday, I will be here until 10:30, but I have to leave right then. I just have a doctor's appointment for my daughter that we can't reschedule, so
That's fine.
I will just jet out.
If my
And then I'll probably
client-
wait. I'll listen to your discussion maybe on the group quiz before I take it so I can get your input. But sorry, I won't be there to give mine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll just post it on the discussion board and you can watch it.
Oh
Okay.
crap! I hope we don't get in trouble for submitting. I'm so sorry.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
No, you're
Right.
supposed to submit. That's what you're supposed to do. We just all are supposed to submit and then not change. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to have like a submit and then change it. We all did good.
Oh, good. It's a good thing I hit the submitted first because I wouldn't have been honest. But,
It was a little bit hard not to change, but I didn't change them.
so I'm waiting for a client to go into labor, and if she doesn't go into labor, she's gonna have her water broken on Thursday morning. So
Okay.
if she doesn't go in the next 2 days on her own, I probably won't attend. I can't attend the meeting on Thursday. But what I'll do is just kind of, if I see that that's coming, I'll look ahead and maybe be in touch with Sarah and maybe shoot her an email of what I would suggest, my answers that I would put in, and my thoughts on the assignment, so that I can make sure I get it done ahead of time. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
She's my last client this semester, and then I'm not taking any more. This class is too complicated to be on call for.
Okay. Sounds good. Then I will stop broadcast, and I'll get this uploaded as soon as I can, and I think we're good until Thursday.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Happy week.